Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and I missed it yesterday, but apparently all of the new Star Wars sets are now on LEGO.com, like with their prices and with their release date and everything. These all leaked a couple weeks ago, but obviously I'm not allowed to cover leaks, so I avoided taking too close of a look at them, so while I know what's coming, I haven't really looked into them too much. So this is mainly this is pretty much a first reaction to these sets and which ones I think I'll be getting. So this is like a combination of like a news video and one of my thoughts videos. I'm not gonna do a one of those 1 minute news videos for this one just because I missed the day they were revealed. These were revealed yesterday, but the Pokemon DLC came out yesterday, and I love Pokemon, so I was a little distracted playing that. I did not see this stuff, but I'm here today, and I'm going to be reacting to all the new sets, giving my thoughts, and letting you guys know which ones I'm going to buy. So these are all on shop.lego.com. If you go to lego.com now, you can look at them. They're all listed as coming soon, and if you click into them, it says that coming soon means September 1st, 2020. I believe the release date for all of these is September 1st in the US and August 1st in Europe, which I know people are upset about, but you gotta understand there's a virus going on right now that makes it hard for them to ship these out to other countries. So while it's annoying that they're not out in the US at the same time they're out in Europe, I understand why that's the case. So I'm not upset with LEGO about that. But as always, before I get started, please press like and subscribe if you're new. I do LEGO videos like this every single day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. Now, let's take a look at these sets, shall we? So this first one here is the AT-AT, and this was like the first of any of them to be I don't even remember if this one was leaked or officially revealed, but like this one was separate from the other ones. And I've never had an AT-AT set myself. One of my friends had it as a kid, but I've never had one myself. So this is one I'm definitely going to consider getting. $160 is a lot of money, but I am a Star Wars fan. I was a much bigger Star Wars fan when I was younger. So this is definitely really cool. I do like the design of this. The interior here looks pretty good. And yeah, it looks like a really good set, but $160, what's the piece count? $160 is not a good price for this, though. Like, it's definitely good, but for 120 or 130, I'd be more willing to pick it up. But at this price, I'm not so sure. So we'll see about this one. But yeah, I'm not all too sure about this one. Next, we have the Death Star Final Duel. This is like a remake slash re-release of a set from 2015, I think. I remember when this set was revealed. Like, this was one I wanted to get, but I had even less money back then than I do now. So like, this was one I wanted but never got around to getting, and it actually wasn't on shelves for very long. I think they got rid of it fairly quickly, but this set, while it's different from that one, is very, very similar. It's got the same name, and the build is different but very similar to it from what I've seen, so that is pretty interesting. I heard there's a new Vader, maybe? Yeah, he's got is that arm printing? Let me see. Did a better picture of the... Yeah, he's actually got arm printing. That's really cool. That's actually really, really cool. I love that. That's an awesome figure. I would love to get that Vader figure. Did they really put a confidential sticker on Lego.com? I don't think that's supposed to be there. I don't even know if I'm allowed to show that, but it's on their website. That's not my fault. That's really odd that they have a confidential sticker on the box. Yeah, here's all the minifigures included. Luke's the same one we've gotten for a while. Vader is really, really cool. I think the legs and torso are new too, but those printed arms are awesome. The Emperor, it looks similar to the one I already have, but I think the hood piece is definitely new. And then two of the Emperor's guards, which are always cool to get. The build is perfect in my opinion. Like, I have the Death Star, and obviously a smaller version of this comes in the Death Star. But it's cool to see it done up in full size because it looks really good. It does look awesome. I love the throne, these stairs here, and these two compartments on each side. I think this is really well made. The piece count on this one's $7.75, so again, it's more expensive than it should be, but like, this should be $80, like $80 max, so 100 is really lame for this, but even still, it's not the worst price in the world, and that that Vader with arm printing is really cool to see. Like, that is definitely a valuable figure in this set, but the rest of it, it's good. I just don't know if it's worth the price. So this is another one I will consider, but again, like, just these two, that's already $260 right there. So, and both of them I'm mildly interested in, so we will see about me getting these or not, because I don't want to, I want to keep a little bit of money, so we will see, I suppose. Next, we have the Resistance ITS Transport. I think this is from a show, one of the Star Wars shows, right? Does it say it anywhere? Galaxy's Edge. Oh, that's the Disney ride, right? That's what it's from. That's really interesting that they're making a set based off that. But the design of this, I mean, I don't really care for ships that, like, I have no nostalgia connection to. Like, things like the Millennium Falcon or an X-Wing are really cool to me because, like, I grew up with those ships. I played them in the LEGO Star Wars games. I saw them in the movies. But something like this doesn't really interest me. It reminds me a lot of the Tantive 4 in terms of its design, but it's, like, except it's gray and blue instead of white and red, and it's got, like, it's a little bit of different shaping, but the overall shape, like the 2 bits up here and then the thrusters in the back, is very similar to the Tantive 4. Minifigures here, though, are great. I love that hairpiece. Do we have a better shot of the minifigures in here? It does not look like they have a better shot of the minifigures, so let's just zoom in. That hairpiece with the blue ends, I actually might try to get that secondhand, because I'm not planning on getting that set, but I love that minifigure. That face, too. It's not often we get, black skin tone minifigures, so it's really cool that they're doing that, because I'd love to have more diversity in minifigures. So seeing, and I don't know if the face is new, but it looks new to me, so seeing that is really cool. Another Mon Calamari as well. I don't think we've ever gotten a gray one in LEGO before, so that's cool. The Gonk Droid doesn't have any parts that are all too special, but the design is really cute, and then the Black Astromech Droid is really cool too. I've got 2 Black Astromech Droids. I have the one from the Death Star, and then one from, like, the TIE Fighter in 2015, I think is when it came out. But it's always cool to see Astromech Droids in different colors, and I like the red printing on this one's, like, main body piece, so yeah, that's really cool. I love that. Even though I have, like, no connection to Galaxy's Edge at all, I really think I might buy that figure separately, because everything except for the pants really are just really cool parts to have, even outside of, like, Star Wars and this character. So this is, well, I'm not going to get this set. That is a figure I'm very interested in. Price on this set's actually pretty good comparatively to the other ones. 900 pieces for $100. It's not as great as it could be, but it's not terrible either. It's much better than the other two, so. Next, we have General Grievous' Starfighter for $80, and this one, here's the thing. It's a terrible price. It's $80 for less than 500 pieces, right? So, like, the fair price for this would be $50. It's almost double what it's worth, so that already is, like, yeesh. And I do not like the prequels. I don't like the Clone Wars very much. Sorry if you guys do. I don't mind if other people do. They're just not for me. But I have a lot of nostalgia for the, like, characters and the designs, mainly from LEGO Star Wars, the video game. But the biggest thing about this set for me is Grievous' Starfighter was my first LEGO set. I think it was the 2008 one. Was, like, my first non-Duplo LEGO set. So the idea of a new one was really cool to me, because I'd be like, oh, it's like reliving my first LEGO set in a newer tone. And I don't have a new Grievous design. I don't have a Grievous at all anymore, because when I was little, I traded away my original Grievous figure. I don't know why I did that, but I did. So I actually don't have a Grievous at all anymore, so I'd love to get a new one. The Obi-Wan figure is cool, and I don't know Clone Troopers, so I don't know who that is, but but that price is so bad. Like, this should be $40 to $50, maybe $60. Even $60 would be bad, but $80 is terrible in terms of price, so I don't know. I want this one, but I don't want it for that price at all. The Obi-Wan is reused from the Mustafar set, which I know a lot of people are upset about, but honestly, who cares? Like, it's the same movie, right? Like, yeah, it's not the most accurate, but, like, you gotta understand, LEGO doesn't always make new figures for every single set. It's still, like, a pretty generic Obi-Wan figure. I think it still works here, and it's not Obi-Wan's Starfighter, it's Grievous' Starfighter. They didn't have to include Obi-Wan at all. They could have just put Grievous in the set, so the fact that we get him at all is nice. And yeah, I like the design of the ship. It's just that price. Like, that price is so bad. So, I'm not sure about this one. I might pick it up just because of the connection it holds with me, because the Grievous' Starfighter was my first ever LEGO set, but that price upsets me a lot. Next, we have the Knights of Ren transport ship, which I haven't even seen this one. I didn't know this was coming out. I'm a fan of the sequels. I know a lot of people hate the sequels. Sequels are very hit or miss for me. Like, I don't really like Rise of Skywalker, but I'm pretty happy with the other two. But I don't love the sequel sets. I would rather buy prequel sets than sequel sets, because while I like the characters and stuff, like, at least the prequel sets I have nostalgia for the vehicles, and I feel like they're very iconic. Like this, what does this do for me? Like, I don't know. This just looks like a It's just some angled black pieces. Like, it's not an interesting design to me, and I don't care for the Knights of Ren. They didn't do anything in the movie. The Rey figure is cool, but there's other sets she comes in, so this is not one I'm interested in at all. It's $70 for 600-ish pieces, which, again, not terrible. It's a lot better price per part than some of the other sets, but it's still not great. And to me, there's nothing appealing about this. I guess if you want all the Knights around, these are probably the two that haven't come in sets before, if I had to guess. But I just don't care for the Knights around. The Rey figure's not all that interesting, and the build is just boring to me. Like, it's not... I'm sure it's accurate to the film, but it's just boring to me. I don't care for it at all, so... This is one I know for sure I will not pick up. No thank you. Next, we have the Armored Assault Tank, the AAT. This is the Ahsoka set, right? That's what everyone cares about, is Ahsoka. As I said earlier, I am not a Clone Wars guy at all. I've never seen... Oh, sorry. I tried to watch the show when the new season was coming out because I know, like, everyone was into it. And I'm like, hey, let me give it a try. Because people were like, it's the prequels, but good. I watched, like, the first 7 episodes of the Clone Wars, and it just didn't stick with me. And I understand people are like, oh, you gotta wait for it to get good, but I'm not gonna watch... And I know people are like, oh, you gotta wait for it to get good, but I really don't have the time to watch 20 hours of content before it gets good, so Clone Wars is not something I have any interest in. What I do have interest in, though, is good minifigures. That Ahsoka figure is definitely really, really cool. Like, it's very unique. The headpiece is amazing. The facial print's amazing. The torso and legs are great. This Clone Trooper, I really don't like the design of these. I don't think the orange and blue looks very good on the white. And then I'm a sucker for battle droids. I think they are terrible in the movies, but I love the figures for them, so I do like these guys. I feel like this set is way too expensive, though. Like, the price per part's actually not that bad, but the size of the set just looks really small to me. Like, to me, that looks like a $20-ish. Actually, how much was the original? Huh. So there was a version of it for $25. What year was this? In 2015, yeah, there was a version of it for $25, and it looked, I mean, obviously, clearly they're different colors, one's Clone Wars, one's movie, but, they look to be about the same size in terms of, like, the actual size of the set, and if we go to the piece count, this one was 251, while this one is 286, so this one is $15 more, and it really doesn't feel worth it to me. Minifigures are definitely better, like, you get Ahsoka, you get, the orange Clone Trooper, you get these more specialized battle droids. Well, this one just came with Jar Jar and 2 generic battle droids, so minifigures of this one are definitely better, but I feel like this would be a much... Like, if this was $30, it would be a perfect set, but for $40, I'm not so sure. But I am... Honestly, I might get this one, because while I'm not a Clone Wars fan, I do like the Ahsoka figure, and the build of the set does interest me, so this one's a maybe for me. I'm not so sure. Next, we have the Advent Calendar, the Star Wars Advent Calendar, and I don't want to take too close of a look at this because I actually get the Advent Calendars and I like to open them each day and actually be surprised by what's inside. But from what they show on the outside of the box, like, this definitely looks like a step up from the past few years, because the past few years they've been doing, like, non-exclusive figures, and a lot of the figures have been really lame, and this one actually looks really good. You get an exclusive Vader with a, sweater, which is cute. We've already gotten a Santa Vader. We've already gotten a Santa Vader before, so I would have preferred if they did a different character than Vader. But Vader himself is still cool, and this I love the sweater. It's like a Christmas sweater with the Death Star on it. That's really cool. And you also have Christmas sweater Poe, which Poe's another weird choice. Like, we've never gotten an exclusive Poe before, but of, like, all the sequel characters, Poe is the one you choose to give the exclusive sweater to. I'd think it would fit Rey better, but it's still cute. It's a great torso print, and it's a nice way to get Poe's head and hair. You get a Stormtrooper, a Porg, you get the Canna Febreze right here, which I don't have that figure yet, because he was, like, really hard to get in the sets. I can't... Is that a new Rey face print? It kind of looks like it, but it might just be the angle we're at. Do I have a picture of the Rey? Yeah, is that just me, or is that a new face print for her? I can't tell, but if that's a new face print, that's really cool. Let me know in the comments if that's a new face print, because I think it is, but I haven't gotten a ton of sets, so I was under the impression they hadn't changed Rey's face since The Force Awakens, so that might just be her updated face, but either way, that's cool to get, and I don't have this suit for Rey yet, so that'd be very cool to have. And then they show, like, each thing individually. So I'm not going to take too close of a look at this, but $40, 311 pieces. Again, they've never been, like, a great value, but they get, what? Does it say how many minifigures? It says 6 minifigures and 6 Lego figures, which I don't know what they consider a figure, but it's a good value in terms of the number of figures you get. It's a number of figures you get. You also get a Sith Trooper. I love these guys. I'll be excited to get a second one. It's just fun. The advent counter's a ton of fun, and they're a great way to get figures. I'll definitely be picking this up. I'll probably do daily videos of me opening these, because it's something I do anyway, and it'd be a fun way to have a video every single day, especially because I'll be in college, and it'll be harder to produce videos, so, yeah, advent counters are fun. I'm excited to get this one. Next, here's Anakin's Jedi Interceptor for $30. I really do not care for this set at all. Anakin's Starfighter is still on shelves, which I know they're different ships, but they're very similar. So I've never been a huge Anakin fan. Vader is cool, but Anakin in this form is not that great. And I think this is another reuse of the Mustafar fig, because oh my goodness, they're reusing a figure like they always do. It's not a big deal. Good way to get Anakin and R2 for cheap if you don't have them yet, but not much to say about this one. I don't really care. Good value, probably the best value of any of the sets. 248 pieces for $30, but it doesn't. I don't care for it. And then finally, we have the one that everyone's excited about: the 501st Battle Pack, 501st Legion Clone Troopers. Again, I don't watch Clone Wars. I don't get what's all so special about these. It's $30. Actually, no, this is the best value of any of them. 285 pieces for $30. That's excellent. And 4 Clone Troopers, 2 Battle Droids. It's good. It's a good value for a Battle Pack. I wish it was cheaper. I wish that was just the Clone Troopers and one of the vehicles for 15, like a normal Battle Pack. It's kind of lame that they know people are going to buy a bunch of these, so they purposely made it a bigger set so they'd have to buy a lot more. But it's still very, very good. It's definitely very good. And while I don't care for these Clone Troopers at all because I have no connection to the Clone Wars, I'll probably get this one just for the meme of it, just because the whole 501st Battle Pack was a meme. It's not that expensive. I'll probably pick this one up. And that one actually wasn't revealed yesterday, but I covered it anyway. But yeah, that's all of the Star Wars sets coming out in September in the US and August in Europe. There's also a few others. There's the Mandalorian set. I believe that's also September 1st coming out, and that's one I'm definitely going to get. But yeah, that's going to do it for the sets in this video. Let me know which ones let me know in the comments which ones are your favorites and which ones you plan on picking up. I told you what I think, but yeah, I'm very mixed on these. The value on a lot of them is pretty terrible, as with most Star Wars sets, but I will get at least a few, so we'll see which ones I get as the date where their release approaches. If you enjoyed this video, please press like and subscribe if you're new. I do videos like this every single day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. And that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.